Alrighty, Dredge is back. And better than nothing. Definitely not better than ever. But still capable of dredging. And as you can see, Dredge is very much not dead. And we're starting out with the Dredge mirror match just because I'm so kind as to show you the greatest mirror match in history. So, we're up against the Gemstone Mine version, and we have a good starting Dredge. We actually hit another Stinkweed Imp and Narcomoeba Prize Amalgam, which is pretty much pretty good. Starting Dredge and Simeon's Spirit Guide version. Now, I don't like this version of Dredge very much for exactly the reason you're seeing here. I like a resilient version of Dredge. I'm happy just slowly dredging, very slowly dredging, and not running out of lands, essentially, which is exactly what these two cards do. They make you run out of lands. But this is, I mean, pretty good start. Gonna get to go for full catharsism and concede. There's been problems with the replays, but I think this is just actually what happened. My opponent was actually trying to hit a land, didn't, and then just conceded. I think that was an accurate replay, despite, I mean, the chat suggests that was accurate. Cast Cathartic Reunion, draws 3 cards, concedes. Yep. So, sideboarding against Dredge. So, as you can see, I've cut all the graveyard hate. Because Dredge was nerfed, I would hope everyone would politely do the same. And go ahead and just cut all the hate like I did. So basically we have no sideboard. Knot of the Bone is actually fine in the mirror, since it is a big swing card. It's essentially free, so I would probably put in like a Gnaw over a Life from the Loam and just go from there. Hope my opponent also has no graveyard hate, because if they leyline me, the game is over, essentially. So yeah, this hand sucks quite a bit, so we go ahead and mulligan it. It didn't really have any activators or anything good, and this hand is great, or at least perfectly acceptable. And we have Salvage on top. So, I mean, we want another land. It's not a good land, but it is a land. So we go ahead and keep that. And we start with Copperline Gorge and Faithless Looting, because again, we want to draw a land. Insolent Neonate dredging Life from Loam doesn't actually accomplish very much, so we're happy to just do that, get a nice Prized Amalgam and Thug in the yard. That was actually a pretty good turn for us, although our opponent is going to have a much better turn, it seems, because they actually have 2 Stinkweeds to discard and a Cathartic Reunion, which is pretty much the best possible nowadays. And they hit a Narcomoeba, a Memories Journey, which is I actually like a lot. That is some interesting tech because it only takes up one slot and it's good in the mirror. And they also have Gnaw to the Bone. So that was a very good turn for them. And our turn is probably not going to be as good, but it might be. Let's go for the gold. Why not? So we neonate. We have to discard the Thug because that's our only dredger, and we just hit a Life from the Loam, which is not what we wanted. So this is a YOLO Faithless Looting. We do have 2 amalgams, so we need to hit either another dredger in the first 3 to continue dredging, or a Narcomoeba to get back these prized amalgams before Memories Journey just blows us out completely. And we whiff, which means we're probably going to lose because we're already behind on board and behind on graveyard. Behind on board and graveyard at this point. So Bloodghast back and Memories Journey up. And we dredge the Thug. And loots. So we still have the opportunity to hit something big here. And we are dredging up a Storm. Or Storm 1, I guess, from our 1 Faithless Looting. But that wasn't the greatest of hits. 2 Bloodghast though, and then Memories Journey is going to get rid of both Bloodghast and a prized amalgam. Kind of unfortunate. A Sackland would have actually been pretty good there, since we could have, in response to this Memories Journey, sacked it and brought back the Bloodghast. As it stands, we have nothing. We have actual nothing. And our opponent just still has seven cards and 1,000,000 creatures in play now, so that Memories Journey was quite the blowout. Although we were probably losing anyways at that point. So, not much we can do about Memories Journey, just hope we have a good hand. And this is completely fine on the play. And our opponent has a reasonable start, although they don't have anything to continue the dredge chain. And here, I accidentally clicked Stomping Grounds instead of Copperline Gorge. I mean, look at these pictures. Could you pick a more similar picture to do the thing, to have these lands? Anyways, so that cost me 2 life for no reason. But, so we discard those, dredge up the Life from the Loam, dredge up the Salvage, and hit the Miracle Imp. That Salvage dredged up a prized amalgam and an Stinkweed Imp, so best Dackmore Salvage ever. And then the Imp gets us a Gnaw to the Bone and a Bloodghast, another Imp, so we're looking good. And our opponent, Cathartic Reunions, and hits a Narcomoeba and a prized amalgam and a Gnaw to the Bone and a Memories Journey. So we're going to need to have a huge turn here. And we do in fact hit a Conflagrate, which is Conflagrate. So we're going to be able to neonate and then Conflagrate is our likely line of attack here. So we start with the neonate because we could hit a Bloodghast and then play our land afterwards. And we're going to get our prized amalgams in play here. And now we're able to Conflagrate. So we just do it for 3. ping off all those. And now we have a serious board advantage. Our opponent is kind of in trouble because they just have Gemstone Mine that's going to die soon. But they could come back here with something. The board advantage is very important here. So our opponent goes ahead and conflagrates our board back. The problem they're having is that they haven't found a chance to fit this Memories Journey in, which, I mean, would be essentially be game. And now we're going to be able to essentially get our entire board back by dredging up Stinkweed Imp, then Dakmore Salvage. We'll get Prized Amalgam, 2 Blood Gas minimum. And our opponent just concedes, in fact, to that, which seems quite premature to me. I mean, they don't even let us see what we get with our Faithless Looting, but we should have been in a good spot after that, certainly. Although not like an unlosable position, but we would have been ahead for certain. And our opponent just concedes. Yeah, Dredge on Dredge. Zombie violence, vampire violence, jellyfish violence. So much bloodshed. So many creatures in the graveyard. So many flashbacks. Terrible, terrible flashbacks. Alright, let's play some more.